We have black-only graduation ceremonies at Columbia University, black-only dormitories across the country, for example, at Western Washington University.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl and the fierce color today. We are back with another video from Kirk. So today, a race-obsessed student can't accept segregation is wrong. So guys, without further ado, let's get started.
To address your previous assertion that race means nothing, critical race theory is not being taught in schools. It is a academic theory that's pretty much delegated only to higher academia. They are not teaching it in schools. Your explanation of it was an oversimplification. You address the real history behind it, unlike most people. And why, if race means nothing, does it affect our history? Say 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre. Why is there such evil history with something that supposedly means nothing?
Okay, so first of all, you're wrong. It is being taught in elementary schools. I'll give you an example. Not only is it being taught, it's being enforced. So in Denver, there is a playground where they say white families not allowed. Would you support that?
That seems like a ridiculous edge case.
So I'll give you another example. Actually, in the National Education Association's training manual, which is the largest teacher union in the country, they had a seminar on how to teach critical race theory to kids. That sounds like it's in our schools, doesn't it?
What that is it's literally just common sense. It's saying that this is real history. This is what has happened in the past.
Right. So
and that matters.
Okay, got it. So, for example, would you say that black-only dormitories is wrong?
It certainly creates a sense of community. I don't see any problem with that. We have sororities. We have male-only dorms.
Right. So racial differences are irrelevant and immaterial. Chromosomal differences actually do matter. But let me ask you a question. Are there differences between races?
No, not biologically.
Then why would we have different dormitories for races?
Culture.
Segregation is what you're arguing for, my friend.
No, sir. No, sir.
How is it not segregation to have blacks in their own dorm?
You've just pigeonholed me, essentially. You've essentially just you've distracted from my original argument.
No, you did that to yourself. Let's reemphasize. So
Okay.
Ibram X. Kendi argues, who is one of the leading thinkers of critical theory, race theory, discrimination today to atone for discrimination of yesterday. We have black-only graduation ceremonies at Columbia University, black-only dormitories across the country, for example, at Western Washington University. Can you join me today in saying black-only dormitories are evil, wrong, and it's segregation?
You still haven't answered my question about why does this history simultaneously mean nothing?
Well, I'm happy to answer that, but the fact you're dodging segregation in America, why is that?
I'm arguing against segregation.
So you're against black-only dormitories?
Yes.
Well, you said it was a force of community, and then not for critical race theory.
That's an option. We have choice.
Oh, so you could choose to segregate.
That's a pigeonhole.
What do you think of white-only dormitories?
What?
Would you support white-only dormitories?
Everybody has a choice.
So I think white-only and black-only anything is evil and wrong. That's why I hate critical theory and critical race theory, because when it's put in practice, you start to discriminate people based on race. So we're now south of the Mason-Dixon line in North Carolina. We did a lot of work to get rid of segregation in this country. Why are you trying to bring it back?
What work?
The Civil Rights Act of 1964.
In this state?
Yeah, actually in this state. Are there black-only bathrooms out there I'm unaware of, or white-only bathrooms?
Nah.
Right. A lot of work was done in this state.
Fuck you, your face is small.
Well, thanks for being here. They always go to insults when they lose the argument. God bless you, my friend.
Just happened. I really like the point he started with, but why would he just insult him like that? That was just bad. Jesus, I really had a strong admiration for him, because I think from the start, I think the guy really made sense. He was trying to say Charlie and the rest do say racism doesn't exist. Why is that? We have histories about it, we have history. People actually talk about it. So if something does not exist, we don't talk about it. But why do we talk about it if it doesn't exist? you know, before Charlie was trying to dodge his questions, and later ended up saying black only dormitories, white only dormitories, and that is just for him to say it's a culture, it's a choice. No, it's not a culture, neither a choice. Fine, you can decide as a white guy, you can decide to be in a whole known way. That's a choice. As a black guy, you can decide. But when it's become a law, a principle that this is a only white dormitory, only white dormitories that no black should be in, only white playground, only white should graduate, or only blacks have to have a graduation ceremony, that is wrong, because I feel like it tends to be discrimination over here. Why should we have only black urinal, only white urinal? Like, every urine be urine, every urine be urine. So why should we have only this for blacks, this for whites? It's kind of crazy. I feel like it's wrong. It tends to be discrimination. If we see ourselves as one people, I think there is no need for us to just give this particular urinary for blacks, or this particular urinary for whites. What are we separating? Isn't it the same ammonium in that urine? Isn't it the same protein in those urine? So what is special about urine that we need to get on the black's urinary or only white's urinary? It's just crazy how we always try to separate things, like only black graduations. Like, we go to the same school together, let's say Harvard. We all went to Harvard together, and it will get a time because of racism. You say only blacks are graduating today, so tomorrow's ceremony will be for only white. This is a typical example of racism, and it's a bad thing. And I'm sure the most important thing is that now the world is changing. The world is actually revolving. You don't see this thing as many as we used to hear before. Before, we used to hear a whole lot of stories. People, sharing their experiences, what they go through as blacks living in America, or blacks living in the Western world. People actually say a lot about their experiences, and I feel like compared to now, it has really reduced drastically. Because, please, now, do we still have only black dormitory, or only white dormitories, or only blacks urinary? Please let me know. Or I know people still have their worst experiences. People still encounter bad experiences as black people living in America or living in the Western world. But then I think it's not common as it was then. How, because if you listen to the histories, if you watch olden time movies, you see that racism, that kind of blacks being limited, those kind of racism activities used to go on. People being killed just because of their skin color, people being rejected, people being discriminated, people being limited to do certain things before, compared to now. I think it has reduced, and I'm sure it's going to improve with time. Day in and day out, people actually learning, people actually see learning and seeing people as equal. Because what are we humans for? We are one. The same blood is flowing through us. So I think, yeah, segregation was actually a bad thing, and I'm so happy we don't hear this segregation much often now, compared to before. Like, why would we just segregation was like the worst thing to do, like, but I'm so happy that we don't really hear those things now. Like, let me know, do people actually do this segregation thing? To let me know. I just want to know people's experiences, about life, about what they went through, what they are going through. I'm sure the past is the past. We should just look forward to the future. The fact that something happened to your mom, that she told you a story, the fact that something happened to someone, the person told you about this experience, doesn't mean it will happen to you. We should just have the open-minded, the positive-minded, and put away the negativity behind us. The past is the past. We move forward. We meet people, new people each day. We grow up. People actually grow up. So the fact that bad things, you had a bad experience 3 years ago, doesn't mean that. So just have positive mindset, because with positive mindset you move higher, rather than staying in, rather than having a negative mentality. Negative mentality will rather pull you down rather than moving forward. So let's have positive mentality and let's see one another as equal and spread love instead of this racism mentality. Let me know what you actually think about this video. For me, I think the guy was fucked up at the end. Like, he had a great point, but he lost everything at the end because of the insults he made. After all, how will you do that? Anyway, let me know what you think about this video. If you have any suggestion or adapt to this, I'll be so glad to check it out. And if you are new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to click on the subscription button for more notifications. Thanks for watching.